All right, everyone, what's up? As you know, probably ChatGPT is taking the world by storm. Lots of interesting applications. If you haven't heard about it, definitely go to the website, log in, register, play with it. But I was super curious and I was just toying around with it. This is going to be a very raw video, but I want you to show what are different applications for job seekers. If you're looking for a job and say, like, hey, I need to um, look into how I can possibly leverage AI in my journey. There's so many different fun applications, and I just want to shoot a quick video to show you what's possible to do. Well, first of all, what is ChatGPT? It's an AI chatbot, right? But it has the brain of the Google, basically, the whole content of the internet, of whatever they claim to have in the past couple of years. You can ask whatever, and it will respond in a very, very passable human form, right? The word I think is sentient, right? It's not quite that. It's not super intelligent, but at the same time, the answers that it generates, it's very coherent. It's something you can use. Question number one that you can use: how can you use ChatGPT as a job seeker, right? Like, even if you ask these questions, right, you can see that it's typing the answers. It's, different kind of applications. So some of the applications I will be showing you in this video, right? So, for example, you can see that it shows that, hey, you need some feedback on the resume. This is something we can do. You need some help with interview preparation. You can ask us a question and we will give you a sample answer, and like the chat will spit out the answer. This is something you can practice, right? Especially useful for someone who has English as a second language, right? So this is going to be a grammatically correct, very polished English. Networking, right? If you need to compose a message or a cold email, right, you can give some input to it and it will generate a message. Research, right? So you can definitely learn more, a little bit more context on the company itself, right? Personal branding, you can create. Again, people say, like, I don't have creativity, I cannot write an about section for you. Well, now you can, right? And all these different ways. So use case number one, for example, you find this job. Like, we have this very interesting job right now posted on Case for professional services consultant. The job is located in the UK, and you're thinking, okay, the job description, what are the things that I can possibly do? This is what you can do. You can take and copy paste the job description. We're gonna do it like that, right? And you can ask the chat something like this: what is the perfect candidate profile for the following job description, right? Description. And you paste the job description. Boom. It will analyze the job description. Based on the information, it will spit out the answer that is very consumable, right? Like, you can read it and understand the perfect candidate profile. This is what they're looking for. These are the requirements. So in more human way, right? So you think, okay, awesome. Now that I have this information, right? What else can I do with this? Based on this information, can you generate some sample bullet points for my resume, right? There you go. Let's see what it will give. Here are some sample bullet points, right? You need to show, obviously, 5+ years of experience. You're addressing the right level, demonstrated track record, strong customer satisfaction. So it's raw, right? But this is something you can work with, and obviously in the context of this particular summary. But you can use, like, generate, for example, bullet points, bullet list of accomplishments and skills for my resume as a marketing data analyst. Not a perfect question by all means, but let's see what's gonna happen. As you can tell, it gives you at least some kind of skeleton to work with, right? Obviously, you'll have to customize it, but it will give you the language, right? Again, if you reply with a resume and there is you and there is someone who is not necessarily more qualified, more hungry, like a better communication skills candidate, but just someone who is a better resume writer, who's gonna win? Obviously, right? Like someone who has a better resume writing skills will have an edge. This is now can be leveraged. You can leverage AI to write better resumes. So what else did they suggest to us? What else can we do? They tell us interview preparation, right? Okay, let's ask like how do you respond to the dumbest question of all time, to the question, what is your greatest weakness? Yeah, let's see. It gives you some kind of idea. It's not a good idea to show a true weakness in the interview, right? But here's a little sample. Hey, I tend to be a perfectionist. Super cheesy, super generic, right? But you can keep testing this thing and probably give it a little bit more input so that it generates a better response for you. Next use case, networking, right? Can you create an outreach message to a recruiter for I don't know, customer success role? Let's see what it says. Hi, blah blah blah. You can see it creates a message. Obviously something needs to be customized, but the more information you will provide to it, the more personalized it's gonna be, right? So creating outreach messages, this is something you can do. Next one, let's see, research. All right, that's obvious, but something like what can you tell me about caseware? Let's see. Okay, it doesn't have a lot of doesn't have any information. What information do you have about Canadian tech company called Caseware International Inc.? Maybe I'll need to give it a little bit more prompts. There you go. Caseware International, blah blah blah. Software for accounting and auditing, blah blah blah. Offer range of products and services. Perfect, right? So it's very important to give a long question so that it has more context to work with. But obviously, this is something you can do. All right, next one. Next use case is personal branding. You can use the ChatGPT to help you define your personal brand and develop a consistent message. For example, right? I don't know, like you say, please generate or please write an about section for me, for LinkedIn. And then you can say some information about me. And I've already done this, so I'm just gonna copy paste some info. I need to find it here, but here. Born and raised in Kazakhstan, researcher by training, blah blah blah, right? Let's see if we can do this. And there you go. Creating some sort of stuff, right? So definitely tons and tons of applications for this stuff. You can play around with it. You can generate content for your personal branding, right? So if you say like, I want to start creating personal content, right? And you just don't have any ideas, right? What are the best performing topics for content creation on LinkedIn? Let's see what it gives. Leadership and career development, technology, innovation, and you can keep narrowing it down, keep asking follow-up questions. Okay, what are the I can ask the same question, right? But what are the best content topics for leadership and career development? Let's see. Leadership style, strategies for managing, tips for effective communication. You keep drilling down, making it like more sort of niche and more narrow than targeted, right? So can you write content? 100%, right? You can say, what are the best top 10 tips for job seekers in Canada? is creating some sort of blog. Obviously, it's going to be super generic stuff. It's not going to be a human written content, right? But it gives you a skeleton. It saves time on creation. I am very excited about this stuff because I can see so many multiple applications in recruitment and talent acquisition as well, but even beyond that, right? Even for your own learning, even for your own creation journey as you build not just your career, but your businesses, your side hustles and stuff like that. I don't want to make this video too long. I hope this is just going to be like an entry point for you to keep testing the abilities of this new platform, but jump on the train. Super exciting. And if you find some very creative ways of using this, please hit me up, send me a message on LinkedIn, and I'd love to hear from you. Cheers. Take care.